So here is the end of the New York reviews, and starting this next week, Food Review Friday is going to be back to reviewing local places over here in Southern California. We're going to end the review with two very similar and yet very different experiences with Halal Food. The original Halal Guys in New York, and then Adele's Halal Foods in New York, both of which serve similar things: gyro chicken over rice with salad and some white sauce. It's amazing stuff, delicious street food, open late, long lines, but there's slightly different experiences. So enjoy this double feature, and we'll see you back next week for more California adventures. Cheers. Review Friday at a local New York legend that's since spread to California. I'm here at the original Halal Guys. The original Halal Guys, or the original Halal Guys. Look at that line. This place has a reputation, and I've had the one in California and they say the original is different. I'm curious to see if that's true, so we're gonna check it out today, and hopefully it lives up to the hype. Cheers. This is actually genuinely crazy. It's past 10 in New York, and here's the line for Halal Guys. They've got a separate cart for drinks just to speed up the orders, but look at that. I am very hopeful for this. You know, I'm fairly sure people wouldn't line up if it wasn't that good. So, you know, there is that. We'll see. One of the reasons the Halal Guys became popular was the simplicity of its menu. Chicken, gyros, combos, falafel, pretty much straight up. You've got the platters and you've got the sandwiches. Everything's made at the assembly line right there. Nice and quick. It's still really busy, so the line's a little long, but you know what? That's fine. So you gotta wait for some things, and that's perfectly fine. It smells amazing. I only wish you guys could smell this. We're almost coming up in line, so I'm getting excited. Guys, look at that mountain of chicken. I don't know if you can see that. That's a huge pile of chicken. Go through that tonight. That's kind of amazing. So I'd rather not hang out too late outside, so I took this place back to the hotel room, and this thing smells wonderful. This is the combo platter. You've got the onions, you've got the tomatoes, there's a lettuce base in there, a pita, gyro meat right there, and some chicken. What's missing, of course, is the famous white sauce that they've got. This packet right here, this is like 2 fluid ounces, and this is like 330 calories. That's nuts. That's a lot of stuff, but we're still gonna put it on. All right, so here's that white sauce. We're just gonna pour that on there. A little bit of a drizzle to start. Ooh, a little bit. That should do for now. We're gonna dig in. Time to dig into this thing. We're gonna have a little bit of the chicken first. Just a quick taste by itself. Now the gyro. I was a little worried at first because they brought out the chicken in these big bins, and they look kind of steamed, but I guess finishing it on the grill will still give it a little bit of that crisp. It's dry in a good way. It's not sloppy. It's not watery. So that's good. Here's the gyro meat with a piece of onion. I gotta tell you, it's different from what you get in California in a good way. It's not as greasy. It's not as salty. It's a little better. Got some of that orange rice in there. That's pretty good. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna finish this meal, and then we'll give you a summary on how the original, the Halal Guys, stacks up. Cheers. Halal food seems to be the order of the day, because for another Food Review Friday, I'm still in New York checking out a halal cart that's supposed to be better than even the OG Halal Guys. And this is Hell's Famous. It's a similar kind of setup you see there. They've got the assembly line stuff right there for the platters. $8 for a small platter, spicy rice, regular rice. They've got a few different options: gyro, chicken, falafel. They have French fries too, gyros and wraps. But yeah, again, similar kind of setup. We're gonna see how this goes and see if it lives up to the reputation. Cheers. It's a nice assembly line type situation. You know, they're putting things together by order, little by little. Chicken on one side, gyro on the other, and then all the deep fry over there for the falafel. I'm kind of curious. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's past 10 o'clock, they're open till 5, and apparently the line goes on all night. So we'll see how this goes. So there's the assembly line finished product. That's really good. That thing is packed to the gills. I'm really excited. Here's a good sign. They've got their stuff on a rotating grill. They didn't have that at the Halal Guys anymore, so you know that's a good sign. Well, that took a little longer than I thought to get back because he ran into Hugh Jackman. He just came out of his Broadway show. That was a lot of fun. But here's a highlight. Well, the second highlight of the day. This is Adele's famous. This is a combo plate slathered in that white sauce. This is supposed to be better than the OG Halal Guys. I gotta tell you, I'm excited. I'm curious. First of all, is that gyro meat down the hatch? That's a more traditional gyro taste. It's definitely fresher. Again, more traditional than Halal Guys, which is shredded and already in the steam tray, which is not bad, but it's a lot better. A little bit of vegetable to wash that down. Here is the chicken. The chicken looks a little better seasoned than Halal Guys, to be honest. There's cooking is same thing, griddle on the hatch, getting cooked in large batches. But here's that chicken. Okay. This is much more traditional in terms of flavor. This is much more typical of what you're going to get. But not to say that it's bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm going to dig into that rice in a little bit, but this thing is slathered. We've got some chili sauce and chutney as well, slathered in that white sauce. So we're going to dig into this, and I'll let you know how it goes. Cheers. So I'm finally wrapping up the last of my New York reviews with the original Halal Guys, as well as Adele's Halal Foods. Both halal food trucks in New York, both some amazing experiences with halal food, and it's really comparable, so I figured, why not combine them? The flavors are slightly different. I'd say Adele's is much more traditional, whereas Halal Guys was much more modern and less rustic, for lack of a better word. But they're both good in different ways. Here's the thing, though. I tend to prefer more organic, more holistic experiences, and I feel like Adele's was much closer to the real thing. It's a better line, it's a better, flavor, I think. Both are great, mind you. Both of them get hot food. They're great stuff right off the bat. Let's be clear. But one thing you're going to find out is that the Halal Guys, they've franchised out, and unless you're at the original New York spot, the ones I've had here in California don't quite measure up to the real thing. So let me make that caveat right now. These are for the New York locations, okay? The Halal Guys, great food, great value. It's not as cheap as it used to be. It's over $10, but it's still a good, it's a good meal, and it's a great price. You're not going to do worse than that, okay? Or rather, you can do a lot worse than that, I should say. And Adele's, on the other hand, just to me, you got more food for about the same price. You got something more unique, a more unique flavor, and the option for spicy stuff and adding fries to your order. And to me, that kind of pushes it above Halal Guys. They're both delicious, both amazing, both have long old lines when you get there, so make sure to be patient. But both are terrific choices. Like I said, the Halal Guys is a little more modern in the flavor. Adele's is a little more traditional, and depending on what you like, you can't go wrong with either. So once again, for the original New York location of Halal Guys, that's hot food, great stuff. And for Adele's, personally, like I said, I like it better, but regardless of where you are, it's going to be a great meal. Also, Adele's, that's hot food. That's the last of my New York reviews. Hopefully I'll be back soon to try some new stuff, but for now, it's back to Southern California. Cheers, everyone.